Ladies and gentlemen, is Honkai Star Rail finally turning a corner? Okay, listen, I know I've joked before, but this time it actually looks like there might be a light at the end of the tunnel for the game. Setting aside Phainon as the new character, this version of HSR is bringing us quite a number of changes that I would say are for the better. Do they completely fix the game? No, they do not. Obviously, the problems that HSR suffers from are much larger than what can be fixed in a single version update, but they have to start somewhere, right? So come with me and let's see what we're getting in the newest patch. Version 3.3 left us off with Phainon on the verge of surrendering his own core flame, fulfilling the prophecy and ushering in Era Nova. In the trailer though, Lygus suggests otherwise. Something might happen that will either interrupt or cause Phainon to change his mind. Phainon's own line also gives me cause for concern because yes, he's supposed to bring the dawn, but a dawn where all stars burn to ash? That doesn't sound particularly conducive towards human life. If I'm going to be making any assumptions about the story, I think we'll be fighting Phainon in the end, or one of the Phainons at least, since even Albert confirms that there are multiple Phainons and not just the one we know. This would also further strengthen the theory that the Flame Reaver is a Phainon from a previous cycle. There's more lore information in the livestream, but I think it's more on the spoilery side, so I won't be repeating that here. Still on the story side of things, however, we're finally getting a story skip button. Story skippers, rejoice, you can now finally rest easy knowing that you'll be able to skip the lengthy dialogues and even get a nice little summary out of it. They also announced a story recap feature in 3.6, which I assume will allow us to replay already completed story missions. These are great additions to the game, letting players decide how they want to interact with the story. If you're pressed for time but still want to get the story done quickly, you can just skip everything to get a quick idea of what's going on, but can later replay that mission when you have more time to go deeper into the lore. I just hope that with the addition of these two features, they will also try to take a look at tightening up their storytelling so that it stops being needlessly verbose. Now obviously, since this patch will focus a lot on Phainon, we get to see Phainon's combat animations and his old home in this trailer. I'm surprised they're spoiling Phainon's animations like this though. It feels like this should have been a hidden feature that would only be revealed through the story, as these animations carry quite the lore implications. But enough about the story. I am happy to finally see the new buffs that the old units have gotten. The units that have been targeted for this set of buffs are Silverwolf, Kafka, Blade, and Jingliu. I won't cover all of the changes here as I don't want to bore you, but overall they made it so these characters can do more with the kit that they already have. For example, Silverwolf's ultimate is now AoE, Kafka triggers dot damage on her skill, Blade gets a soft taunt and more energy when hit, and Jingliu gets an extra attack in her enhanced state and some crit damage stacks. These buffs also target Eidolons. While they haven't gone into detail on these in the trailer, more information will be available at a later date. Now I don't think these changes will make the characters shoot up to the top of the tier lists, but if it helps them catch up in performance with more recently released units in the endgame, I'd consider this change a win. I'm no theory crafter though, so I'm eagerly awaiting to see how these changes play out. Something I didn't expect was Firefly getting a new skin. It's a schoolgirl skin, which I do think is rather on the boring side, but hey, it's something I guess. I will say that I'm glad that the skin also affects Sam, even though I didn't notice the difference the first time around. Nope, never mind, I checked it again the next morning and it looks exactly the same. It's not great, but hey, it's there if you want it. If you're going to ask for my opinion, if I'm going to buy a skin, it's not going to be something as uneventful as a schoolgirl outfit. But if this is your style, go for it, peeps. I'll be saving my currency on this one. For the banners, we'll only have Phainon as the current limited banner, with reruns of Tribi, Sunday, and Sparkle in the first half, while in the second half, the reruns will be Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade. If you're looking for reruns for Kafka and Silverwolf, those will be coming back in 3.5. The Battle Pass will also be getting a bit of an update, introducing 8 new 4-star light cones based off of the Chrysos Airs. These could potentially serve as good options if you don't have 5-star weapons for the Amphorius characters. That's pretty much everything for the important announcements. The rest are just events like the Match 3 game mode, the usual 10-pull, the double drop event, and the mention of the upcoming HoYoFest. Seriously, I'm kind of feeling sorry for the players who only play HSR. You're not getting that many major events, are you? I'm not really affected by this since I'm playing other games, so I'm kind of glad I don't have to keep up with too many events, but yeah, you have my sympathies. The second part of the livestream, however, focuses on the Fate Stay Night collaboration, which had its funny moments. So the premise of this collab event is that Odie... Sorry, wrong Odie. Anyway, old Odie decided Penacony's newest event will be the Holy Grail War. We have no clue how he got his hands on a Holy Grail, but we'll be fighting in this war alongside Saber, Archer, and Lancer. Of course, the Trailblazer will be the one to summon Saber, Aventurine will get Archer, and Boothill...
People die if they're killed.
Bless Boothill, this little mother fudger. He will have Lancer. I do feel sorry for Lancer though. He didn't even get his own card during the presentation. It seems like his abysmal luck is still in effect, as always. Robin will also participate in the war somehow, but I'm not sure who her summoned heroic spirit is. And yes, we know she will have a heroic spirit because she actually has command spells in this scene. The cool thing about this collab event is that it'll be available for a long time. They do not have a set end date as of now, which is honestly pretty good. I was 100% expecting them to just be available for 3.4. That's going to take the pressure off of players and not make them feel forced to pull for the Fate characters instead of Phainon. You could say that's very player-friendly of them. Saber and Archer will be the characters you'll be able to summon for, but be careful because these banners do not share pity counters with the rest of the banners. As a bonus for players though, we're getting one copy of Archer for free just by logging in. And since we're talking about free 5 stars, Albert took the opportunity to remind us all that a new free limited 5-star will also be given out later this year. Emphasis on the word new, as this will be a character that is not yet available in the game. There's also a kinda sorta spending event going on for the entirety of version 3.4. In this event, you can get Archer's signature light cone for free, technically, if you pull on any of the limited banners 200 times. Reruns included. If somehow you're not interested in pulling for any of the available characters, then I don't know, pull on his weapon banner directly. Lastly, the event Fate Stay Night is a combat event where you'll be able to earn rewards fighting faces old and new. I find it charming how much detail they put in the UI referencing elements from class names, command spells, and even Holy Grail corruption. They really wanted this event to look good. So what are my thoughts on the upcoming version? Well, it's a step in the right direction. It's good that we're getting improvements to old characters, but they'll need to bring more of these improvements to other characters. That, and I can't say for sure how impactful these improvements will be. The free Archer is nice, and I think most people will end up getting his signature light cone since I think Phainon is a much wanted character, though it is still a bit of a spending event just like the Gilded Night Market from Withering Waves. Personally, I'm more interested in the story than anything else, since I believe we're getting closer and closer to Amphorius' climax. Just keep it concise, Hoyo, please. We don't need 10 hours of Phainon tying up his shoelace. You did it better in 3.3, now let's shorten the dialogue load just a little more, shall we? Outside of that, the Fate collab is a nice addition. I'm not really a Fate fan myself, but I think it's going to be the first ever collab event that's ever taken place in one of the big four. So this one will set a precedent for how collab events can look going forward. Here's hoping it'll be good. Overall, I'm feeling alright with what we've seen so far. There's still more work to be done to fix all of HSR's shortcomings, but at least they've begun taking the steps. Anyway, that's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. What did you guys think of the livestream? Are you happy with the new features? Will you be using the skip button? Are you going to pull for any of the Fate characters? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, leave a like and a sub to help the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a good one.